episode of What We Don't Talk About. What's up? We're back with another episode of What We Don't Talk About.
Welcome to the Gumbo Jam.
Hey everybody, how we feeling tonight? Hey, I know we all Sunday and we're about to do a little podcast.
A big podcast.
You're right. That's the Houston in me. I just say little for every day. It could be the biggest thing in the world. I'm gonna say little. I don't mean that much. But in order for this to go really smooth, I just need like a whisper. Oh, just like that. I don't want to stop your conversation.
That was sexy.
So continue having your conversation. Just be mindful of the conversation right here. It's gonna be real quick, and then we're gonna get into some music and some jamming. Is that all right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm D.Savannah, and we're back with another episode of What We Don't Talk About. And we're right here in Houston with it, talking about all of the things, quite literally, that we're not talking about. And this could go from business to music to relationships to all the things. But today, we're going to focus on our special guest here. And I want you to introduce yourself, Ms. Banke.
All right. Well, hello, Houston, and we're live from the Liv'n Room. We appreciate you all and your attention. I am Banke Owupetu, also known as Banke the author.
Okay. Can we make some noise for Banke the author? Thank you. So the author, immediately I'm intrigued. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so I write novels. My first novel came out in 2014. And when I first came out, my name is, that's hard for people to say, right? And Banke is spelled B-A-N-K-E. So often people were like, Banke, what? Banke, like who? And so I just came up with Banke the author. Like, let's focus on the author. And then I also like the part that the idea and the truth that we are, Jesus Christ is the author and finisher of our faith. Period. But I also believe that we have that same power. So I can author and create the reality.
I like that. Yes. So it goes beyond just writing.
Absolutely.
What's something that you think that we're not talking about in the space of writing and just, like you said, trusting God to author our lives?
I think that we talk about it on Sundays, but not every day, and we don't necessarily embody it. Mm-hmm. The fact that whatever your reality is, the truth of the matter is you have authored it, right? Now, of course, there are some things that are beyond our control. It might be childhood trauma, it might be different things, but your response to it, as well as if you go on the offensive of taking. Because, it says the kingdom of God belongs to those who take it boldly and by force. Mm-hmm. And so if you're passive, then okay. But if you go after what you want, you can author anything.
Okay. Is there anything that you're getting into that is kind of taboo as far as childhood trauma or just growing up being a Black woman in America? Is there any kind of taboo topics that you're talking about in your novels?
I don't know that they're necessarily taboo, because I think at this stage, one of the good things that has come from social media and technology and kind of just the interdependent nature of our society is that Black folks are in therapy now, right? We do talk about childhood traumas. We address these things. Just being honest with ourselves. I wouldn't say it's taboo. Crime, poverty, all the different effects, the education system, that's something that all my novels are centered on.
Shout out to education. We got any teachers in the building?
Hey! Turn up. Summer vacation, you deserve it. Yes.
Go ahead, get you another drink.
Okay. Cheers to you, madam. Right. Oh, we're here now. Now, some might say that's taboo.
So how did you get started? What piqued your interest into writing? But then also, wait a minute, you have so many other titles. You're a poet.
Yes.
You do comedy.
I do.
You're a podcaster.
I am.
Let's kind of get into all of the things.
So all of it is words. My whole life. So it's weird because I didn't talk until I was 3.
Okay.
But so my parents thought something was wrong with me, but it was old school Black, so they didn't look into it. And thankfully, it just kind of worked out on its own. Right? So that'd be a shout out to everybody. Something wrong with your kids. Give them a few years and see if they can just walk it off. But and so then when I did start talking, I was just always creating, always daydreaming. From a little kid, when you asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always said a writer.
Okay.
There's a picture that pinned to my IG profile with me at my sister's typewriter and diapers.
Typewriter.
Typewriter. What y'all know about typewriters, nigga? Okay. Some of y'all front like y'all don't remember what y'all do.
Not me personally, but my grandma had a typewriter. Click, 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 click. It was so fun to watch. So one more time at the bar, you know, we're talking, we're in good conversation, the drinks are flowing. I know you're enjoying yourself, but if you could just give me a nice sexy whisper. Love it, love it, love it.
They look so good and they're excited. I'm not mad at them.
Yes, they
the
do. The
pheromones are in the air, okay? It's a bitch. You did not come here to be quiet. I'm not mad at you, gold dress. You cute, okay?
She came outside.
You got a birthday over there too. I'm not mad at it.
Oh, we got cancers in the building.
Right. Let us get out y'all.
Cancer, you know, make some noise for your season. The cancers in the building. No, all right. She's in her conversation. I ain't mad at it. I'm about to be right there with her.
Okay.
So tell me about poetry, and I saw that you were on the news and things of that sort. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So poetry, again, I've done that my whole life. The beautiful thing about poems is it's short form, right? Because when you write a novel, that's a process that's going to take years. The editing before it becomes the publishing. But when you let's say I move right now by whatever is happening today. I can write a poem and put it on stage tomorrow, right? So when I moved to Houston from my beloved Rochester, New York, when I moved here, I wanted to be able to kind of like make a dent in this huge market. And so performing poetry was how I did that. So I was always at Right About Now, the Poetry Lounge. Those were platforms that kind of catapulted me to people knowing me and really just getting more performance reps under my belt.
Okay, so I heard New York is in the building. We got anybody in here from New York?
Okay, let's go. You said Connecticut? Yeah. All right, close enough.
Okay. Period. We love that.
All right.
And so upon coming to Houston, how was that transition of like getting into the scene and doing your poetry and like networking? How was that
really hard? One, because when I say Rochester, New York, people automatically think New York City. But Rochester is near Buffalo. It's an hour away from the Canadian border. It's 6 hours away from New York City.
Okay.
I say all this to say it's a small town, right? So you go from 3-lane highways to these 6-lane, wherever the fuck these are called. You know what I mean? So one, driving was very difficult for me. And at this point, I just had to give up. I'm not a good driver. I'm not about to be ran off the road by a pickup truck with nuts hanging off of it. You know what I mean?
They say that about people in New York. Y'all don't know how to drive because, you know, everybody walking through the subway and things like that.
You know, I don't even have that excuse being from Rochester. I was just never good at it.
Okay.
And then if you add that with 70 miles per hour and 6 lanes, it's bad.
We move fast.
We move fast.
Yeah.
So that was difficult. I had just got divorced, so I was like, you know, healing and rebuilding a foundation from that, and just getting used to Southern culture, which on one hand is beautiful. I do love Houston. That's why I'm still here. But it took me a long time to adjust to the whole bless your heart culture. And by that, I mean, they can smile on your face and they want to say fuck you, but instead they say bless your heart. I mean, excuse me, they want to say bump you. Yeah.
That's good though. That's
so
real.
That was a hard adjustment for me.
Okay. So how did you bypass that? Because, you know, the podcast is what we don't talk about. So we want to really talk about those things that we're not discussing as far as when it comes. Oh, it got real quiet. Y'all like that?
Let's talk about it.
Y'all, they like tea. They messy.
Yeah,
I like it.
Well, I don't know if this is a messy answer, but I prayed for friends.
Okay.
I prayed for friends. And one of the first people I met here was Nicole, Joe's wife, and she was working at a Black-owned beauty supply.
Okay.
Right? And I would just go in there and just tell her how I was so lonely and these people down here are so weird and so forth and so forth. And she was like, oh, my friend Matthew always says the same thing. And then she introduced me to Matthew. Unbeknownst to me, it was like a blind date. You know what I mean? But then it became like a blind friendship because nigga, we gonna be friends.
Okay.
And 7 years later, we still have it.
Hey! Shout out to Divine Connection.
But Gumbo Jam has been a huge part of what kind of helped me with networking and just to get free with my artistry, right? Because I'm a multi-hyphenate. I dance, I do poetry, I do comedy, I write. And at the Gumbo Jam, we often say you can be your unapologetic self or your most authentic self.
Right.
And I've been able to do that here. So I'm very grateful. And I'm grateful to be here with people who are experiencing it for the first time. And I just really encourage y'all to get into the vibe. Once y'all hear the music, don't be cute, all right?
Don't be cute. Yeah. Don't be cute at all. So we have Banka, the author, right here. Can we make some noise for this beautiful queen that came up? Shared what she has going on. Do you have any recent novels or your podcast? We didn't even get into the podcast.
So the podcast is called Too Old. because I'm 41. And when around the age of 38, I started to feel like, okay, God, it's too late for me to reach my dreams. I just felt like I was too old to be a creative, too old, and when you meet people or you talking to people, you kind of get that energy. And I went to a very prestigious university, shout out to the University of Virginia. So all of my friends, all of my line sisters, doctors, scientists, engineers, and I'm like, oh, here I am, like, well, I'm a writer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I felt like I was too old to be pursuing this. And so God gave me the idea to have a podcast around it. And to explore how age impacts our decisions and just the fear we have around age. Yeah. Like, you think maybe you're too old to find the love of your life. I recently got engaged on Friday, so the devil is a lie.
Hey! We love that. Oh, I love that.
Thank you. So I just want to remind people, and we have people of all ages, because sometimes I meet 20-year-olds. Quarter life crises are real, right? And you feel like you're supposed to have everything figured out by 25, or when you turn 40 and you start doing goofy shit. You know what I mean? Like fucking people who are 18. I mean, bumping people who are 18. Sorry.
Well, we don't know.
I'm going to do better, I promise. Yeah.
Oh, we got a question. What you got? Hold on, DJ. Hold on.
Of your writing, like, does it like if you have something, do you tear the paper up and start over often, or do you just kind of go with it?
No, I normally trust the words that God has given me. I do believe in editing, right? So even once you start putting something on stage, you're constantly workshopping something. I don't feel like it's ever done, but I'm not super critical of it. What I am super critical of is like when I have my productions, like I just had 2 incredible shows yesterday, and then in the morning I'm like, oh, I should have did this. I should have put a bow on it. It's like, it was fine. Like, you're good. Yeah.
And I feel like as creatives, we're just like that. We're so overcritical for ourselves or anything that we got going on. We want to reach perfection. You did it. People enjoyed themselves. Right. They got what they needed to get out of it. Now it's time to whatever you wanted to do, add it to the next.
Right, for sure.
That was good.
Yes, we got another question.
How do you like adapt to different? Like, you know how like, city life is compared to Houston. Like, it's a big difference. So how do you?
Yeah, I try not to compare them, because the truth is, and being New Yorkers, we think we better than everybody, and are, but
not in Houston. You will not do that.
Making sure y'all was still listening. But the truth of the matter is, it can't be that much better because I'm down here, and I'm still down here, right? So what I love about Houston is that Black people are doing incredibly well. This is the best city, according to Forbes, for Black wealth, right? If you're going by education, if you're going by home ownership, if you're going by income, like Black people are doing incredibly well, and they're not pretentious. You don't meet a lot of bougie people in Houston. You might meet a lot of people.
One more time, make some noise for Bonke.
One more time, make some noise for yourselves. Shout out to Liv'n Room.
Shout out to the Liv'n Room for having us. Shout out to the Gumbo Jam. Like she said, the vibes at the Gumbo Jam are unmatched. So once we get up here and just start cooking up, we can add a little sausage, add a little okra, add a little rice, add a little crab leg, little shrimp. Once you start adding all of those things, the beautiful gumbo that's going to happen at the end of it, I think is going to be mind-blowing. So stay, get you another drink, keep tipping the bartenders, and thank you for having us. Thank you for listening. And